I'm Joyce Dickerson, and I have my educational background is basically in accounting and management. I was a late bloomer going back to college, so I'm a Benedict graduate, and right now I'm currently serving on Richland County Council in my second term, and I'm having a ball. I got into politics when I first came. My husband was military. We settled over in the St. Andrews area, and most people there were transit, and we were transit, so we fit right in. And then my children got involved in the Little League football games, and we just formed that business, that little community coalition, and we just started working with our kids, and I built a base from the Little League football team. That's how I got involved, and from that we went to work with the high school. So we were just involved parents, and that's, I guess my name kind of got out there. And I ran for the House in '96, and I lost that race, but it was an interesting thing. I was 50 years old, and my opponent was 30, and I was African American, and he was Caucasian, and he didn't take my race serious, but I took it serious. And I knocked on I don't know how many doors that summer, and for the first time in that area, I generated votes that nobody knew were there. And I think I came up with about 39% of the vote that year. My opponent really woke up, and like I said, I lost, but it was a thing for me to start. I wrote a book because of my lifestyle and where I came from. The things that were, that were so hurtful in my life, and, through the many trials and tribulations that I went through in my life, and, early on. So there were so many women who helped me to overcome all of those adversities and those obstacles. They were very instrumental in helping me grow and develop. They taught me some principles and values that just really helped mold my life. The title of the book is a tribute to 101 incredible women who influenced my life from my house to the White House. When I was in Washington, D.C., 2007, at the Women History Museum, I was up in the office just touring the building, and I came to Susan B. Anthony's desk. And I always had this thing in me, like there was a spirit that said, to write these things in a book. So standing by her desk was that confirmation that that was what I was to do. It was something very significant about Susan B. Anthony and the work that they did during the women's suffrage. And I was thinking, how did, the African-American women, how they engaged in a lot of those activities to try to bring women from so much of a subservient and bring them up to the level where they could be very productive and find their way into politics, because they fought very hard for the vote, and they got the vote. That was a victory to them, and that was a victory to me. When I think about one like me and where I come from, to be speaking to you about some of the things that transpired in my life and how these ladies were so inspiring to me, and how when I felt at my lowest, if I could read something about them, I was inspired to go on. And I went to school sometimes as shoeless as I could, but I was determined that I was going to get an education and that I was not going to be a statistic. I married a great guy who gave me the greatest opportunity of my life to just do what I wanted to do. And I've had that freedom and liberty to do that. And he has never tried to stop me from going to the next level. And with that, all of the women, in one way, shape, form, or fashion, directly or indirectly, have impacted my life and has encouraged me to be the best that I can be, to live with high integrity and dignity, and always look beyond where you are, and never, never, as I read The Bench, never give up by Winston Churchill. Don't ever give up, and don't ever let them see you cry. So that's what I've done. You can get the book at Amazon.com online, or Barnes & Noble, or xlavius.com, or any bookstore here in Columbia.